songs. That's my favorite. I wrote that with Amanda McBroom. And it's the lyric in that, I can choose. But if I'm going to choose love, I have to find out what love is. I've got to get information on what love is. I need to do my research because love isn't nice. Love is love. And there's a difference. And so love starts at home. It starts inside. And as I was sitting here earlier and during the prayer, and a thought occurred to me that I thought it's just so ridiculous that I'm up here. I'm a minister. And that you guys trust me to be one. It's laughable. But I'm absolutely trustworthy. At my worst, I'm still always searching for the highest. I'm still always interested in going the next step. So I'm fantastic. I'm just fantastic. And I'm so glad to know that. I'm good at what I do. I love what I do. And I've grown to love what I am. More than anything, I've grown to love what I am. And loving that I am doesn't mean I never make a mistake or what appears to be a mistake. We're all going to do that. But I used to think you weren't allowed to make mistakes and be good at what you do. Because if you grew up in my household, and some of you did, I know because I've heard your stories, that I grew up in yours, you grew up in mine. We had the same parents, some of us. And it was bad to make a mistake. It was humiliating. It was somehow wrong. But to be able to say, I'm fantastic, I'm fabulous, I'm good. What are you? What could you say I'm?
I'm fantastic too.
How about you?
I'm forgiven.
How about you? How about you?
I'm joyful.
How about you? How about you? Okay, remember, enthusiasm counts. You get points for enthusiasm here. How about you?
I'm great.
Here we go.
I'm amazing.
There we go.
I am here.
Yes.
Happy.
Yes.
Good person.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Awesome.
And you might want to start with I'm. Yes.
I am.
I'm strong.
Yes.
I am amazing.
Yes.
Like student.
Yes.
I'm joyful.
Yes.
I am all that I should be.
Yes.
I'm unique.
Yes.
I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm wonderful.
Yes.
I'm joyful.
Yes.
I'm the best.
Yes.
I am awesome.
Yes.
I am what I am.
Yes. Yes.
I'm creative.
Yes.
I'm cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Yes. Whatever that means, yes. Yes.
I am harmonious.
Yes.
I am here.
Yes.
I am.
Yes. Yes.
I'm taking it all in.
Yes.
I'm everything I need to be.
Yes.
I'm happy and healthy.
Yes.
I'm groovy.
Yes. Yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm God.
Yes.
I'm a good example.
Yes.
Yay.
I'm love and light.
Yes.
I'm the light of God.
Lady. Okay. And so, to admit what you are, even if you don't know what you are. Today's talk is my ideal versus God's ideal. Which are you going to have win? Which are you going to give into in your daily thinking, in your daily life, in your daily experience? Your ideal or God's ideal? And one might say they're not separate, but what we're talking about here is your egoic ideal. Your plans for the world or your plans for spirit. And there is a difference. And that's how you can know the difference. Let spirit rule the world. Let spirit decide what is real and what isn't real. And let spirit inform your consciousness of what is real and what is not real. Okay, I brought a little reading with me here today. Comparison shopping in the Bible. So I thought I'd start with the regular Bible, Matthew 7:1. Do not judge, so that you may not be judged. For with the judgment you make, you will be judged, and the measure you give will be the measure you get. Why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but do not notice the log in your own eye? Or how can you say to your neighbor, Let me take the speck out of your eye while the log is in my own eye. You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your neighbor's eye. And just a piece of advice from Jesus here. Do not give what is holy to the dogs, and do not throw your pearls before swine, or they will trample them underfoot and turn and maul you. What that means is, do not tell your spiritual plans to those who do not understand, to those who are not interested. Because they will say, I don't believe in that. I don't agree. And you start to doubt what Spirit has informed you is truth. And then we have the Message, which is a modern language Bible here. Matthew 7:1. Don't pick on people. Jump on their failures, criticize their faults, unless, of course, you want the same treatment. That critical spirit has a way of boomeranging. It's easy to see a smudge on your neighbor's face and be oblivious to the ugly sneer on your own. Do not have the nerve to say, let me wash your face for you, when your own face is distorted by contempt. It's this whole traveling roadshow mentality all over again, playing a holier-than-thou part instead of just living your part. Wipe that ugly sneer off your own face, and you might be fit to offer a washcloth to your neighbor. Don't be flipped with the sacred. Banter and silliness give no honor to God. Don't reduce holy mysteries to slogans. And trying to be relevant, you're only being cute and inviting sacrilege. You know, don't take the holy and make it nothing. That's what it's saying. Don't give, a pig has no use for pearls. That's what's saying there. And then I have this book that I brought down from the Mount with me.
Wow.
The Holy Bible, personalized text for Shawn Moninger. It's the, I don't know, it's mine.
But I mean,
King James?
is it different from the first one you read from? You said this is great.
It's not the NSRV, but I'm not sure which one it is.
Different from the first one that you read.
Yeah, that's the NRSV, which is what we tend to use, based on the Word English Bible translation. So, Matthew 7:1, Shawn should not judge, so that he won't be judged. For with whatever judgment Shawn judges, he will be judged. And with whatever measure Shawn measures, it will be measured to him. Why does Shawn see that speck that is in his brother's eye or sister's eye, but doesn't consider the beam that is in his own eye? Or how will Shawn tell his brother or sister, let me remove the speck from your eye, and behold, the beam is in his own eye? Shawn is not to be a hypocrite. Shawn must first remove the beam out of his own eye, and then he can see clearly to remove the speck out of his brother's or sister's eye. Shawn should not give that which is holy to the dogs, neither should he throw his pearls before the pigs, lest perhaps they trample them under their feet and turn and tear Shawn to pieces. So there. Let you know I'm not out of the equation. If anything, I am the equation in that. And then our search for God, from the Edgar Casey's readings. And this is the chapter on the ideal. What is my ideal? And it says here that the true ideal, our ideal must be found in Christ, who is the way. One who climbs up some other way is a thief and a robber to oneself, meaning one who tries to get there from an unholy way, who tries to get there through self-will rather than Spirit's will. Spirit's will is to be happy, joyous, and free. To try to get there through your misery is pointless. To think, to speak, to act from the consciousness of my divine self, that I may be like God, that I may do the things God said I could do and help those who have not heard God's voice. This is my ideal. My ideal is spiritual in essence, regardless of where it leads. Christ the guide, Christ the leader, and Christ the way. His ways are my ways, and his ambitions are my ambitions. To be Christ-like is my ideal. We are the children of God and should act as such. And when we say Christ-like, I want to be very clear here. We're not saying Jesus-like. We're saying Christ-like. Christ-like is the awakened man. Metaphysics. Christ is the awakened man. That's what our ideal is. That's what Jesus' ideal was. That's what our ideal is. My ideal is to be a perfect channel through which the will of the Father may be done, whether in the physical, the mental, or the spiritual plane, and to return to the Father from whence I came. My hopes and desires are in the one by whom all were created. The ideal cannot be made by mortals, but must be of the spiritual nature that has its foundation in truth, in God. Know the first principle. The gift of God to man is an individual soul which may be one with God, and that may know itself to be one with God, and yet individual in itself, with the attributes of the whole, not yet the whole. God, help thou my unbelief. Let me see in him that thou would have me see in my fellow man. Let me see in my brother and my sister that I see in Christ whom I worship. It takes the penetrating light of spirit to discern the divine spark in fallen humanity. It takes the mind of Christ to bless and not condemn, to love and not censure. As we see others as the Christ sees them, and strive to consecrate ourselves to him, then our daily acts, our words, and our thoughts will bring that understanding and realization of the ideal manifested in us as well as in others. Let us look for good in everyone, speaking neither evil, harsh, nor unkind words to any at any time. And I read that and I added to it, except when I'm in a mood at home with David. Let us do all that we know to do in love and leave the results with God. Do we hear that? And leave the results with God. We're not going to figure out the results. We're never going to do that. Let us hold fast to that which we have purposed in our inner selves, knowing that no emergency in a material way or manner may arise that cannot find its solution in spiritual inspiration. For God's promises are sure. Offenses may arise, yet with each and every fear there is that from which will quiet our troubled minds. As we seek, we find. As we knock, we are heard. If we are timid, fearful, or overcautious in giving out the hope which has sustained us, then we grow more weak and fearful ourselves. And at the end it says, if any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. And so, how much longer will we see ourselves as less than we are? How much longer will we continue to say, oh, he not me, she not me, them not me? Because I'm afraid I won't be liked. I'm afraid that I will be bigger than. Oh, somebody else needs it more than I do. Oh, there's always some reason to stay. It's not humbled. It's to stay inferior in our minds. Fortunately, just because I might have thoughts that I am less than or someone else is less than, it doesn't make it true. Unfortunately, I still experience it as if it's true. Whatever I think shows up in my life instantly. My beliefs show up in front of me instantly. Whether I notice them or not, but at some point I'm going to say, why does this keep happening? How come I keep having to face this? Well, because I haven't been willing to see it as it is. And until I'm willing to see it as it is, it's going to keep coming saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, here I am. See me as real or not real, whichever it happens to be. See the reality as reality. See the unreality as unreal. When you are afraid, could you bear to tell it, whatever it is, that's not real. You're not real. Because God isn't fear, so how could fear be real? God isn't sickness, so how could sickness be real? I'm not saying we're not having the experience. I'm saying reality. You see lack, you must say, you're not real. Now that doesn't mean you go rack up your credit cards. What we're talking about is to fear what you see is not productive in spirit. That's not holding to the Christ ideal. What is God's will for us?
Happy, joyous, and free.
Happy, joyous, and free. Are you ready to agree with God's will? Are you ready to align your will with God's will? Well, let me tell you what that means. That means we have to alter our vocabulary significantly. That means the people that it is fun to get together with, to gossip and criticize, to bite our tongues. And it's hard. It is hard on the spiritual path when you first get on it and you make those commitments, because it's fun. We've laughed with each other about somebody else. We've been right about somebody else. We've been right about the lack in the world and the poor things of the world. We've been also right. But we haven't been happy, and we haven't been joyous, and we haven't been free. And I made a pact with a few friends recently to say, I'm not going to gossip with you any longer. And I hope you will catch me on it if I start to. It's not to scold me, it's to say, we agreed not to do this anymore. And we're going to have to find something new to talk about. And it breaks my heart a little. I'll be honest with you, it breaks my heart a little. Because it's been fun. The illusion has been fun. To see what is wrong in the world has been fun. And I'm not going to tell you it hasn't been fun and charming. But it's not God's ideal. Being right is my ideal. It's not God's ideal. And I'm not separate from God. What we're talking about is the egoic temporary mind. The temporary thought has ideals that are based in temporary situations. But God's ideal is based in eternity. Is based in the eternal, everlasting, infinite thought. And that's why we come here on Sundays to study together. That's why we take classes. That's why we're journaling together and we're praying together. And we're learning how to lead together. And we're doing all sorts of things together in order to know that there's still plenty to laugh about. And there's plenty to have fun about. And it doesn't have to be at another's expense or my own expense, because you have to understand, whenever it is at another's expense, it is at your expense, because we're one. We're one. And as I say all this, I want to get down on my knees and cry and say, but, oh, it's been such fun. I have to say goodbye to this friend. Oh, my dear friend gossip, my dear friend criticism, I have to say goodbye to you. And I don't have to, but I do if I want to know God. If I want to know God's ideal. The same way I had to put down cigarettes, because there was a wall in between true prayer and sincere prayer. I had very sincere prayers, but I wanted to go the next step to true prayer, where I knew without a doubt, where I was assured, where I was convinced. And now this new thing that comes up, this judgment that's been waiting all these years, serving me as a faithful servant. My judgments, my unrighteous judgments have served me for all these years. And now to make friends with them and say, thank you for serving me, and I'm going to let you go. Thank you for serving me, and I'm going to let you go. I don't need you anymore to be safe. I don't need you anymore to be secure. I don't need you for my humor. I don't need, and if I'm never funny again, fine. If I never have another conversation, fine. If I can't get on the phone, if I can't drive without judgments, if I can't, and it's one thing to observe them, it's another thing to invite them in and drive them down the road. And it's not, and let me tell you something, and you can take new judgment in disguise by judging yourself for judging.
Yeah.
We are forgiveness itself. To realize, oh, I invited you back, but I've got to send you away again. That's what the thought exchange. When David originally started it was, you walked in, it was kind of like Nordstrom, you could walk in and return, and they'd put your old thought on a shelf. And as he always said, they put it on a lower shelf. And then they go find the new thought you want. Last night, Gabe was talking about the Matrix, where they walked in and it was just ammunition, 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 and I had a vision. That's what thought exchange is. It's just shelf after shelf after shelf of thoughts. And we pick and choose. We pick and we pick and we pick and we pick. We pick the ones we try. This one on doesn't work. We take it back. Pick because they will take it back anytime, 24 hours. You can always exchange a thought. But to realize it's just a thought I'm having. I don't have to hate myself for my thoughts. But if I want to know God better, if I want to agree with God, I'm going to have to give it back. It's just like if you go to the store and steal something. If you don't want to think of yourself as a thief, you're going to have to go back and give it back. If you steal from a friend and you don't want to think of yourself as a thief, you're going to have to go give it back to them. That's part of rethinking yourself, rethinking your life so that you can abandon your false self and embrace your true self. God's ideal versus my ideal. How about we let God win today? Just for the day. We go with God's ideal. You know, and the best way to do that is to say, Spirit, tell me God's ideal. Spirit, what are my real thoughts about this incident? What are my real thoughts about this? What are my real thoughts? Spirit, show me what is true. Show me what is real. Show me the good of myself and my sister and my brother. Show me, show me, show me God, because I am ready to see. Congratulations.